Time with Joe. Ah, the morning I didn't have to get up and run 3 hours to go to a doctor's appointment. It took 3 hours. Actually, it's a 2 hour drive up, a 3 hour wait, and a 2 hour drive back. But all went well with them. They're going to, I'm scheduled to get the hole closed. That's good. It's the last thing I needed to be done. Close the hole on the heart. So that's scheduled and ready to go. Unfortunately, I got to go to Macon, Georgia to do it, which is 2 hours away. But I did hear that it only takes like 15 minutes to do it. And the doctor said he's done it before, which is a lot better than the last doctor I talked to, because he had to get a team together. The guy's like, I don't need a team. It's 15 minutes. I was like, that's crazy. So he's done plenty of them. He does seminars on what he does, so he's qualified. So that'll be done, and then let the healing begin. I'll be glad to get this thing off. It's starting to itch. I think I gotta wear it for a while longer. Cover up the stuff. I guess they don't realize that shit heals better when it's uncovered, but I get the infection thing that they're trying to keep away from. I got another 6 days of button up shirts because I can't raise my arm above my head. They're out there starting. Wally Clark. Every time Wally barks, he digs. He's ooh, ooh, and tearing up the damn grass. Digging ditches, what's he doing? Wally! Now! Swear to God, some days, if I wish it was legal to just go out there and box his ears. Come on. You stop. Right now. That's uncalled for. The digging and barking. You can bark all you want, don't dig. He doesn't know how to do that, though. They're all just walking around like no big deal. We just tore up your grass, dug another 2 inches in the trench, and we're done now. The neighbor's dogs just look at them like they're crazy. Like, what y'all doing? I got a lot of itching going on because the dumbass has shaved everything. Ugh. It's like, could you just shave the spot that needed to be inserted in my battery? But no. Who cares? Nobody's watching anyway. I try not to smoke in the mornings, but yeah. I'm tired of not being me. Fuck 'em. Nobody watches shit anyway. Stop tearing stuff up. Look at your feet. I've seen paws on a black dog less dirty. Stop. You guys are just full of dirt. I don't need your damn feet on me. your paws or whatever you call them. You guys are just a mess. It rained a little bit last night, so. Well, maybe it didn't rain. Maybe it's just the dew on the ground. I know I woke up in the middle of the night and it was lightning outside and all kinds of stuff. But ain't nothing wet out here. Nothing wetter than the usual mildew stuff. Here, watch dogs. Afternoon, Crunch. Good evening. I know it's one of those times for you. It's not morning like it is for me. Doing all right. Where they put my battery in and they cut me, it's still a little sore. Chest is itching like crazy because where they shaved it, all the hair's growing back. And yesterday's doctor took forever, but I got my surgery scheduled to close the hole, so pretty soon I won't be going back and forth to doctors. Well, I'll still have doctors, but I won't have specialists I got to go see. Just to get it all done and taken care of. Because that's getting old. I'm getting tired of dealing. But all the dogs were put up yesterday and they were good. By the time I got back home, they even forgot I was out. I made it all the way into the driveway, into the house, and the dining room before anybody knew I was home. So that's good to know. Because when I get all this shit behind me and get a job, then I'll be better. Don't you raise your leg on anything out here, mister. I'm gonna put a rubber band on that, Peter. You little turd. You, your son, and your brother from another mother over there. Mr. White Guy thinks he ain't do nothing wrong. Not bad, just where they cut it. It's basically like when you cut your finger after a couple of days and it's sore to the touch. And if you move around too much, it's sore. What really sucks is you can't raise your arm over your head for 10 days. And I got bushes that need to trim, yards need done. And I absolutely hate button up shirts. They're harder to put on than a t shirt. No, don't you come over here starting. No. Last time you did that shit, you spilled my coffee yesterday or the other day. I forget when it was. Stella trying to climb on my table where my coffee sits. She gets down on the table nice and easy, but then she wants to jump somewhere and shakes my coffee right out of its cup. Yeah, it'll be all right. I don't listen to much what the doctor says. I try not to raise my arm over my head, but I still have to do things. Feed dogs, sweep, mop. I do that all one-handed, so because I got a vacuum. As long as I haven't messed anything up where the wires are placed in, because that's what they say. They want everything to scar up around the holes where the leads go into the heart, so they'll hold it. We're not friends. We're not friends. I was making coffee, and what'd you do? You run upstairs. What'd you do? Are you upstairs? Lift your leg on stuff. Because you're a butthead, Toby. Yeah. Go over and sit down like, mister. I ain't done nothing wrong. Oh yeah, it's 76 degrees outside. Humidity's at 90. Birds are chirping. Yeah, the pacemaker surgery was done Monday. That was put in and finished up. Now I just got to heal from it. The next surgery is a needle through the groin, up through the veins, and a repair kit into the heart to fix the hole. I follow some of what they say because I know my body and things I have to do. It just doesn't always align with what doctors tell you got to do. So I try to follow instructions. But if it was up to them, then you wouldn't be able to do anything. Practice medicine. Of course, I did find out yesterday that my heart doctor in Macon, he is not a pill doctor. He's the only doctor that I know of that says we're going to fix something, and in 6 months you can get rid of your Plavix and your aspirin. He's going to take you off pharmaceutical drugs. Doctors don't do that. They want to add more to it. So I get to get rid of a couple of them, maybe by the end of the year. Mm. So less pills is good. Seems like sometimes all doctors want to do is just give you pill after pill after pill. You got something wrong, here's a pill for that. That pill don't work, here's two to replace it. But yeah, the worst part's over. Everything's scheduled and stuff. Now all I got to do is get it done. Recover from it. And try to get a life back. Because trying to be something on YouTube sure in the hell don't work either. I've got two people that I know of that watch my videos, but after a year, if that's all that's watching it, hell, I'm good. I'll still make them, but I'm not gonna worry about them too much. I'll go get a job. Get back to living somewhere besides this little prison I'm in this house. Just sitting at home and shit starting to get to me. I've never been the home person. I've been working since I was a kid to make money for whatever it is I wanted. So not being able to work has been terrible. Yes, this doctor is experienced. Sorry, I was rambling on and looking off somewhere. Yep, he's done them a number of times. Next surgery is 7-Eleven. He made it convenient for me. The only thing that's not convenient is the 2-hour drive up to the hospital and the 2-hour ride back home. Yes, sir. July 11th. That will be done then. It's not going to fluff up any. And you sure ain't getting down any deeper. Dig. Homeboy. But I got to call my regular doctor this morning and schedule to go in and get some blood work done. I got to have that done before the surgery, so I don't know what they need it for, but they want it. If they want blood, they can have it. They all heard something and got up. Oliver got to the top of the steps, growling. That's as far as he made it. You can tell he's getting old. He used to run out there with them, but now he just stops at the top of the steps and grumbles. And there he goes. Back to lay down. Yes, I know it needs washed. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. It needs washed and the porch needs to be cleaned off. I got some boxes up there that need to be thrown away that I'm just too lazy to do it. Got a tape measure that don't belong over there. I'm seeing. Morning, Rolly. Long time no talk. It's been 8-9 hours. Did you get a good night's sleep, buddy? He's still having issues with his phone, so he might be able to talk back and forth. All depends on how his phone's acting. When he gets a new phone, hopefully he'll take the new phone and he'll videotape himself taking that old phone and just throwing it up against a brick wall and destroying it so we can all see it. He was having all kinds of troubles with his phone, his internet. I hate when that happens. All right. Well, hopefully you take your new phone and make a video of it. Be like, here, crunch. Wow. 2 months. I didn't have internet for probably about a month. Trying to find a provider that has a decent rate. I have one now, but they're still a little expensive. But my daughter did inform me that I have too much speed for what I need. I don't know anything about it. So I'll call once she's done, because she likes it when she's here, because the speed lets her do her work, because she has to have Wi-Fi in her computer so she can do classes and FaceTime or whatever with people. You guys have wet, dirty feet. I would like to stay clean for, 10 minutes in one day. Just 10. when she's on vacation, she works from home. Sometimes when she's at home, she works. She has a job that allows her to go to work or work from home, depending. I agree. I tell everybody if I ever made it somewhere and made it big, I probably would never have the internet. I'd love to go back to the mountain life to where there is no internet and that's all you can get is a wall phone because there's no cell phones out there in the middle of nowhere. Those were the good old times. I only had about 20 years of no internet. This is true. Yeah, I have a couple people I wouldn't have met without it. So that's a plus. And then there's a couple people that I met with it that I kind of wish I didn't have it. I could have cut out a whole bunch of bullshit in my life. I guess they all have their ups and downs and things like that, but I didn't ask you yesterday, but how's Goober? How's the old boy doing? I swear I think I'm gonna sell my house and I'm gonna move up there next to you, Rolling. I am so sick of these damn gnats down here. They're all over your face, buzzing in your ears and shit. That stuff just ridiculous. Well, at least he's still small enough to sleep in your lap. Mine are so small that I get 5 of them that will jump on my chair and sleep at the same time. Right in my lap. And then Oliver feels left out, and then he'll jump up, and then it closes my recliner. It's like, boom, everybody's closed in. Oh, shit. Well, I just heard that noise, and guess what I forgot last night? Forgot to take the garbage out. Isn't that fun? I have another can. I can just take 2 next week. Because I am not rushing to go fix it. I get that. 30 pounds. Yeah, the picture you sent, I thought he was a medium sized. He's not quite small and he's not quite large. He's quite in the middle. Stella's just relaxing. I don't know where her brother is. He's probably somewhere doing cat things. Wow, 6 months old. That's crazy. My puppies are about that old. Well, a little older. About 8, 9 months. I haven't figured it up yet. She's doing something. That's the first movement she just did right there. She's been sitting there completely still. She's probably pinpointing exactly where all these birds are chirping from so she can go destroy them later. Toby, you can't dig, dude. It's not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You're not fluffing it up. It's nothing. That seat is as fluffy as it's going to get. He said, but if I try real hard, I can do it. Stop telling me what I can do, Dad. Of course, 3 of them are just chilling. Is she coming to get you? What happened, Molly? Molly was chasing Wally. That was too funny. You all right, bud? She needs to run your big ass some more. You lay around a lot. She needs to get you out and exercise you. That wasn't an earthquake. That was a Wally ass. And a Wally ass is messing stuff up. Because he don't care. He said, I'm Wally Clark, damn it. I do what I want around here. He does feel like a king sometimes because he's the only one I don't have to crate when I leave. Because he doesn't mess stuff up. He'll just lay down in the recliner or his chair and or on his little mat that he has down there, his dog bed downstairs, and he'll just lay down and go sleep. You keep dragging your booty across that wood, buddy, and you're gonna get a splinter in your tail. And I'm not pulling it out. Your mama's right there. She'll take care of it. I say I wouldn't, but I would if he got it in there. So he's my little dude. I don't think it's picking it up, but Oliver is snoring. He's cutting down a forest. Well, it's still winter in some parts of the U.S. Up in the mountains, I know for sure it's still snowing. But it's different depending on what part you're in. For me, winter will start probably about November. For Rowley, probably late August. early September for him. I asked him the other day how his goat turned out, how it tastes. He said his mama cooked it or boiled it or something. But I'm pretty sure it was probably good. He didn't send us any. She didn't allow you to touch it, huh? I remember those days being young. Everybody else was doing whatever they did, and I would be the one sitting in the kitchen with my mom, asking what you doing, why you doing it, watching her cook so I could learn a little something. Because fast food is not always the best. I did that yesterday. I had a McDouble, a 4-piece nugget, a small fry, and a medium Coke on the way home. That was dinner. And the only reason I did that was because it was cheap, and I hate wasting a lot of money on crappy ass fast food. Ruby Page, if you're underneath that porch, I'm gonna. Okay, you're not. So I won't tell you what I'm gonna do. Yeah, everything is too expensive. I mean, the prices went up, and the size of the hamburgers and everything else has went down. The qualities went down, and all that. Yeah, I only buy fast food if there's something cheap. I wait on my my Domino's pizza around here. I wait on them to have a half price on anything you order on the app. So I wait for those deals to come out. I'll order pizza. And since it's only a mile and a half up the road, I don't pay for delivery. I'm like, fuck that. I'll go pick it up. You guys won't charge $5 and for delivery. And then, of course, you got to tip the guy. Totally understandable. I can see that. I grew up with a mother that if there wasn't a potato chip in the house, there's actually nothing to snack on. So I always have potato chips in my house because when you want a snack, there's always a chip. I can cook. I'm not the best at it. I do all right. I think today I'm going to make I call it a taco pie. Crunch, you ain't much bigger now. You still skinny. Yep. If he can't cook, his mama did save the goat from a horrible, horrible death. You're not jumping in my lap, Ruby. You're dirty. I have a clean shirt on. There's nothing wrong with being thin. I wish I was someday. If I could lose about another 100 pounds, I could cut my clothes in half and make two out of them. There you go. That's how I get ideas to cook things and stuff like that too. I watch YouTube. That's where I learned how to make the. Yeah, I haven't seen 140 pounds since I was 10 years old. Of course, back then they didn't call you fat; they called you husky. They had to go shop in the husky section. I'm like, why don't they just call it what it is? The fat kid section. But I don't see nothing wrong with it. I've always been a big guy, so I embrace it. I try to eat right, try to move around a little bit. I woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning. My brother had to get up and go to work early, so I was up for about 2 seconds, long enough to hear him move around. I looked at my clock and I'm like, that's too damn early. So I fell back asleep. Yeah, I remember those two. And I remember the patches that mom used to iron onto to the jeans as we wore holes in them. Be like, they'll last a little bit longer. Just iron up a little thing in there. Yeah, 28, and he probably is just a 30 now. I don't think I did that. Ah, he wears the hip huggers, the low waist. I wear low waist too, because if I was to pull them up around my stomach the way my granny used to tell me, hell, I'd need a size 56 to fit around that damn thing. Used to love going around my granny. She's always grabbing your waist. Pull your pants up. Like, Grandma, I can't. My belly's in the way. Suck it in. That's how I am with socks and shoes. I'll wear them when I have to, but I feel like I can't breathe with socks on. The socks are the worst for me. So I don't mind wearing, slides and things like that. Hell, I'm out here barefoot now. When I was driving my truck, I'd wear slip-on shoes so that way. I mean, you're in a vehicle for 10 hours a day driving. You get out to use the bathroom or get something to eat or stretch your legs, slide your shoes on in. Other than that, I just don't know how people wear them all the time. For the next couple months, I've been in shorts. I think I wore sweatpants maybe total of maybe a week and a half. I don't I'm always in shorts. I love shorts. Because I'm not out playing in the snow for one, and I don't have a lot of snow down here. I mean, I got a video of some snow last year that came down, which is probably the most snow I've seen in the South in years. Yeah, I figured your winters hit around about October. We get the cool nights around then, but it's still 70, 80 degrees in the day some days. I do miss the changing of the leaves and the fall settings that you guys have. I mean, here it's either brown or dead. There is no in between. It's green, brown, or dead. Susie out there barking at somebody at the damn Memorial Park over there. What are your winters like, Crunch? What's the coldest it gets and all that stuff? I take it you've never seen snow or you don't have snow, but I could be wrong. Do tell. Dude. Ruby, hop down. Come on. Little turds. Huh. Are you done knocking my stuff around? Yeah, I guess 40 degrees is cold for a place that stays extremely hot all the time. I like it I like cold nights and cooler days, but I don't mind the cold as long as I don't have to go out in it. But I've been in Vermont when it was minus 20 outside, and about 3 foot of snow on the ground. Wow. Water freezes into ice. Well, the freeze temperature for water is 32, so that's crazy. That is cold. Yeah, too cold for me. I'll sit inside and hibernate like a bear. But if there's work to be done and I have a job, then I will go do it. That's why when I was driving the truck, I kept my winter clothes under the bunk, and all my good clothes, or well, my summer clothes, were out and about. Okay, mountain regions. So you can go see snow unless the mountains are too far from you. Rolly gets to see snow right from his backyard. Give me a little bit. God, you guys are so demanding today. Yeah. Yeah, I used to remember that, and being a kid and living where it snowed, and we didn't have to go to school. Those were the days that nobody was moving except all the kids were outside playing in the streets and sledding and doing whatever we could to have fun. Snowball fights. Yeah. And that the street plows would come in and make a big giant pile somewhere and just to clear the roads, and they'd leave it laying, and we'd climb up on it and play King of the Mountain. Wally, you know it's sitting there. It hasn't moved any. The only thing that moves is your big butt to be knocking it around. Molly, where'd you get that? Bring it here, sweetie. She said, I ain't bringing you nothing. Molly, bring it here. Come on. Molly, you gonna bring it to me? You started to. One of my wristbands from my many doctor visits, she dug out of the trash. I remember those days. My neighbor's got a air pump that hooks up to his lighter in his car. He's out there putting air in his tire before he leaves. I remember having to do that. Either that or it's battery operated. I'm not for sure which. Yeah. I don't care where you're at. 0 is cold no matter what. I like those winters where people post videos that they take a cup of hot water outside and throw that shit in the air and it freezes before it hits the ground. Now that's cold. And anytime I think it's cold, I just call my daughter and ask her how it is up there. And I'm like, yep, it's not that cold yet. I forget. It's been a few years back. You probably remember how far back, but it was, Rolly might remember. But I remember that there was videos posted that Niagara Falls froze completely solid. And that sumbitch pours like 1,000,000 gallons of water per second or something. I mean, there's a bunch of water that goes down there. So it has to be ice cold to freeze like that. I can't handle that kind of weather. Not anymore. And then I love when people use the expression when hell freezes over. Well, hell freezes over every year because there's a place in Michigan called Hell, Michigan, and it freezes. Wow. I remember in probably about late 70s when I was still living in Michigan as a kid, and we would hear stories about old people going out to check the mail, take one step too far and fall off the porch, and they'd freeze to death and they wouldn't find them until the snow melted. They had people out there shoveling the whole entire yard, but nobody shoveled behind the bushes where the people had fallen. And to me, that's scary. It's like, oh shit. It happens every year, Crunch. Up there where it snows a lot. So I always tell them, if you got people that live in the north, keep an eye on them. Why does that do that? Rollers, yours just come up and said hi. No, usually they don't. They can't get up, or they're laying there because they're old. I mean, we're not talking 50. They're usually like 65, 70 years old, and all they're going to do is step out on the porch and check their mail. But one step the wrong way, there's no porch. I don't have to do Dr. Elmore today. Yes, that is bad. Because I do remember being a kid and having snow that they take a snowblower and blow the driveway, and you could stand up and your head would barely reach over what wasn't snow blowed in the yard. 3-4 feet of snow, and that's a lot for a little kid. And then the snow drifts are the worst. Yeah, here we get it once in a while. It's not very often, but it does come in. mean, if you see snow falling, to us, that's good snow. We're just happy to have it. It's not bad. There's a few things you got to do to prepare for it. Yeah, Rolly, that's because global warming is why the winters seem colder. um, if that ain't one of the world's biggest jokes. The place has been heating up the exact same as it has been since they started tracking the planet's heating up. But now they can push that agenda that it's global warming to try to give us paying money. Not really. The planet has been heating up so many degrees since the Ice Age. Yeah. It's not bad. Life without snow. Unless you live life without snow and then you move up where there is snow and you don't have anything like shovels and stuff like that, it gets hard. I remember when we moved up to Kentucky and was there for about 6-8 months, bought a little piece of property and everything, and I was over the road driving at the time, and the lady I was married to called me and was tripping out that her car actually froze to the ground. The yard was a little muddy, and she pulled in when the mud was there and just parked for the night, and it had froze, and the mud literally froze around the car, around the tires and everything, and she couldn't get the car out because it was froze to the ground. I was laughing. I was like, well, it'll thaw out by morning. Those are the kind of things you don't expect. Unless there's like 3 feet of snow and your car snowed in, but to actually freeze it to the ground. That was funny. It didn't happen to me, so. It's not global warming, it's summertime. But I get where you're coming from. It was 101 here yesterday, and with the heat index it was like 107, 108, somewhere around there. But yeah, the global warming is just their way of scaring people. The world has been heating up since the Ice Age, so. I don't know what the temperature is going to be here today. They're talking about some crazy storms that were going to happen. Wow. Yep. And that's warm for up north. I mean, that's hot. And down here we think, 100 degrees ain't bad. But if you're 100 degrees in somewhere like New York City, where it's a concrete jungle, that shit just absorbs heat and everything. And there's ways to cut down on how the world is heated up. I mean, we do it to ourselves. Look at our roads. They're black asphalt. Black is going to attract heat. Why put the dye in the black asphalt? Just make the rubber white and keep the roads white. Wouldn't attract as much heat. Help reflect it some. And I can cool the world by 10 degrees if we can get every fucking Democrat to shut his mouth and stop spreading all the heat lies that they run every day. Oh shit. I imagine. Bet you those were some good fish too, considering you was around limestone. Hello, Boo. I mean, those limestone quarries and stuff. I mean, people in Tennessee and Kentucky love having water from limestone because when they make the moonshine with it, that's supposed to be the best water in the world. Coming off them limestone rocks. They say hello. Bass and bluegill. Yeah, when I was a kid, we had a cemetery behind the house, and we would go fishing, and we'd catch bluegill and brim. Wouldn't eat them because, it was in a graveyard, and the runoff. I don't trust any of that stuff in that water, so we do catch and release, throw them back. I imagine you do, being close to limestone quarries and stuff like that. They got a spot going into Illinois from Indiana up there that either side of the bridge is nothing but a quarry, a big rock quarry, and you drive over it and you can see the trucks down at the bottom moving rock around, and you're like, man, hopefully this thing is stable, because that's a long way down. And to me, that's amazing. It's like, wow. I miss the well water. We got to pay for old regular water around here. And all that. Yeah. I love watching that TV show. Are you guys done? The TV show Modern Marvels, where they got these big ass machines that do everything. I was really amazed by the machine that actually bores a hole in the mountain, and as it's cutting the hole, it's actually laying the walls and the concrete, the rebarb, and all that shit as it cuts. I'm like, that's a hell of a piece of machinery. And yet it takes 5 years to repair a road that needs to be redone. That's just crazy to me. But I did notice, like out west, when they're doing road construction, farther out west, and things, that they will actually, it's a 4-lane divided highway. Yes, they do. But with it being a 4-lane divided highway, and they got to do work on 2 lanes or fix them, they'll reroute everything over to that the other 2 lanes and just make it a 2-way for like 5 or 10 miles, and they go in there and they tear out the whole entire road and then they put it back, which is a lot easier than 1 lane at a time, directing traffic, people slowing down, and all that shit. It's kind of neat to see how things are done. Being over the road, you see all kinds of crazy shit that you don't see in some places. Yeah, I think it's wild to see some of the stuff they come up with. But like you said, rock trucks as big as your house, and you're like, what the hell? Oh man. They can't even visit at the park without the dogs raising Cain. Of course, I don't think anybody's visiting. I think they're just sitting in their trucks, maybe doing something they ain't supposed to be doing. Because nobody got out. They just pulled up and decided to sit there. Yeah. Work smarter, not harder. But yeah, ain't nothing cheap. Some things are cheap, but I remember hearing a story one time about the military was building something and they ran out of some nuts or bolts that they needed. So they went and just picked them up from the store. And then they had to literally go redo everything because they weren't bought from whatever company has a contract with the military. So they had to take everything apart and replace some stupid ass bolts that were definitely cheaper at the Home Depot than they would be on the military contract. It's just more ways for them to rob us of money, because we pay for it all. And looks like we've been paying for people's babysitting, people's chauffeurs, the lease on their fucking BMW that's $1,200 a month. The only thing that you can do around here is, I tell everybody, if you broke and you ain't got a job, then try to get into politics. You could be on welfare this month and in 6 months have a portfolio of over $5 million. Ain't nothing cheap. I knew the world was going to hell when you pulled into a gas station to get fucking air and they want to charge you 50 cents for it. Back then, now it's $1. You used to get that shit for free. You pull in, air hose, air up your tire, and go on about your business. Yep. That's how it goes. They're not worried about it because they're not paying for it. We are. But kudos to the guy that made the extra money. Yeah, they do. They throw your tax money right out the window and right into their pockets and things they want. Apartments and limo services, and there's a bunch of shit that pops up on Facebook about all the shit that they spent money on. I think Doge is one of the best things that happened to the country. Lets everybody know we've been getting ripped off for years. And the money ain't going anywhere but politicians' pocket, which we all knew that, but we didn't know how bad it was. To me, that's just ridiculous. Can't believe they taking our money and buying their luxury shit. One of them, I think, had a thing on when they audited their shit. It was like $88,000 for fucking manicures and pedicures. I'll vote for you. I moved to Ohio just to vote for you. About time a working man gets something. Yeah, I used to think that I wouldn't mind running, but I didn't think I was educated enough to run for anything in Congress. But then I realized they got dumbass bartenders and stupid ass people that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground actually in Congress, and all they can do is complain. Yes, sir. I'll be the first one. I mean, there's got to be other ideas out there besides blaming the orange man, as they call him. I don't get it. Makes me want to not want to watch the news. Because hearing how bad we get screwed every day, every year, every hour, every minute, it's just too much for me. I worked my ass off my whole entire life, and something happens, and you struggle, and you can't get shit. You can get a bill from the IRS says they're going to garnish your wages because you haven't paid taxes, and I'm like, okay, there ain't no wages to garnish, but have at it. I mean, some of the dumbest things in the world. I had a guy calling me, been about a month and a half ago, and he called me up, and I was like, yeah. He said, well, I can help you with your credit card debt. It looks like you have some equity in your house, and we can clean up your bills and stuff if you take out your equity. I started laughing at him. He said, what's so funny? I said, we live in America. And he goes, yeah. I said, you know, that's what bankruptcy's for, is when you can't afford to pay for something, that you shouldn't have to borrow money towards your own property to pay off bills. I said, that's what bankruptcy's for. And he laughed. He said, no truer words have ever been spoken. And he told me to have a good day because he knew he wasn't going to get anything out of me, because that's the beauty about America. You wait till everything gets screwed up to where you can't fix it. You make sure it's screwed up. And then you just do what every rich person in the world does. You file bankruptcy and start over. If the rich can do it, my poor ass can. I just need everybody to send me $1 so I can afford it. Of course, with what viewers I have, I'd have $2 and I go buy a damn Snicker bar, and that's about it. And for only $2, it better not be a king size because I can't afford it. That's okay, brother. I'm about to get off of here myself. I've got phone calls to make and appointments to get set up and things to do. I just wanted to stop in and chit chat with everybody because, well, I say everybody. I say YouTube, Rolly and Crunch, because nobody else watches, and frankly, I don't give a shit. So, you have a good day and try to stay cool. And if you ever decide to run for Congress, let me know. I'll be your campaign manager, and we'll get the disability. We'll pull out the disability card and get votes. You ain't voting for him because he's got a disability. That's what it is. All right, brother. You have a good day. Crunch, if you're still on here, you have a good day as well. I'm gonna get off of here and get the rest of my day started. Until we see each other or talk with each other again, you guys have a great day and be safe. Anybody else watching, hit that subscribe button. We know you're not going to, but I'll ask anyway. Have a great day.